Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the endless amount of information surrounding the concept of twin flames? Are you seeking clarity on the true teachings at the root of this profound connection? In this video, we dive into the ultimate understanding of twin flames, uncovering the core teachings that resonate deeply with those searching for answers. By watching this video, you will gain insight into the foundational truths that many overlook, discovering what lies beneath the surface of common knowledge within the twin flame community. Hey everyone! Today, we're delving into the ultimate twin flame teaching, the very source, the root of all twin flame wisdom. This core understanding is often wrapped up in terminology frequently used within the so-called twin flame community. I want to share how I pieced it all together, how I, in a sense, cracked the code behind it. You might call it a kind of internet archaeology. Of course, this is just an analogy. I'm not an archaeologist. But if you've ever spent time researching any topic in depth online, you'll know exactly what I mean. Whether it's finance, buying a house, or learning how to fix a car, the process is the same. You need to sift through layers of information, some of which may not be very reliable. This journey of uncovering hidden truths about twin flames requires the same persistence. I spent countless hours digging deep, sorting through insights and teachings, discarding the irrelevant, and piecing together what truly matters. And today, I'm bringing these findings to you. If you're looking for clarity on what truly defines twin flames, their purpose, and their deeper meaning, this is where you'll find it. Before we get started, if you find this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video with those who might benefit from it, and follow us for more insights. Let's unravel the essence of twin flame teachings together. Number 1. Dig and dig. There are many voices contributing to discussions on any given topic, and while there may be a few bad actors with the intent to deceive, they are a small minority, less than 1% of what you will encounter. The majority of people are simply trying to understand and share insights, whether the topic is finance, health, or any other area of interest. Some topics naturally have more reliable information because they have been discussed and studied for longer. This is similar to an archaeological site, where an entire square mile might need to be examined to uncover ancient ruins buried beneath the surface. Archaeologists spend most of their time, about 98%, moving dirt to reveal the 2% that holds the truth: ancient buildings, roads, skeletal remains, jewelry, tools, pottery, and so forth. It's through these remnants that they piece together the bigger story, finding patterns and understanding time periods to create a coherent narrative. The process of digging through information on the internet mirrors this effort. It's not about dismissing the less useful information. Rather, most people are just contributing what they can, trying to figure out how things work in various domains, whether it's investing, health, or other subjects. The same is true when it comes to understanding twin flames. To truly grasp the essence of what this connection means, you need to become an internet archaeologist. So, what is the valuable 2% that I uncovered in my research? If you have been following this channel for a while, you may have heard me touch on this before, but it's time to present this information comprehensively. This video is dedicated to exploring the core terminology used within the twin flame community. By uncovering the origins and true meanings of terms like separation, union, detachment, and even divine feminine and divine masculine, you can finally understand your twin flame journey, why you met them, and how to navigate this complex connection. Just as an archaeologist might discover that a civilization migrated from another region due to some significant event, understanding the roots of these terms reveals why the twin flame experience unfolds the way it does. The essence of the twin flame journey is right in front of us. It's always been under our noses. The truth is that this experience is, at its core, a spiritual awakening. It's an introduction to spiritualism at its most basic level, Spirituality 101. I've said this many times before, and the evidence is clear and present. Just as an archaeologist must interpret the data they find to tell the story, we must piece together the meaning behind these terms to fully understand the twin flame journey. This video will help you see that everything you need to know has always been right in front of you. Number 2. Archeologist. This journey reveals everything we need to know about what the twin flame experience truly is, how it operates, and how to navigate your path with your person. Interestingly, calling it a connection is just a figure of speech. It's much deeper than that. In this video, I'll explain the meanings of certain key terms and their origins. But before diving into that, it's worth pausing to reflect on an important realization. Someone must have figured this out long before the age of the internet, and long before I ever did. I consider myself an internet archaeologist, piecing together insights from what has been shared and studied. Although I am regarded as the world's leading twin flame coach, with nearly 6,000 students helped so far, this isn't about boasting. It's simply evidence that I understand this topic profoundly. But am I truly special for that? Perhaps not. My role has been similar to that of archaeologists who uncover ancient ruins and decode their stories. These experts are often celebrated for their discoveries, but what they really do is interpret and piece together existing stories from the past. Take, for instance, Heinrich Schliemann, a German archaeologist who sought to find ancient Troy based on the writings of Homer, the ancient author and philosopher. Many of his contemporaries thought he was foolish to take Homer's tales literally, but against all odds, he succeeded in uncovering the lost city of Troy. People went from dismissing him to declaring him brilliant, yet all he did was believe in the story, take a calculated risk, and put the pieces together. In many ways, this parallels my own journey in decoding the twin flame experience. I saw something beneath the surface, a hidden pattern amid the noise. I was able to see the code beneath the chaos and recognize the truth buried beneath layers of misinformation and scattered teachings. Just as Schliemann trusted in the ancient words to guide him to an extraordinary discovery, I trusted in my research to reveal the core of what twin flames truly are. The internet, filled with varying voices and scattered details, is much like an archaeological site. You need to sift through layers to uncover the foundational truths that can change everything. And that's precisely what I've done, cracked the code and discovered the truth about twin flames. So what is really happening within the vast sea of online information? That's what we're here to explore. Number 3, the internet. The terminology used in the twin flame community, such as separation, union, detaching, and divine masculine, divine feminine, points to an intriguing truth. Someone understood this concept long before the internet. It reminds me of how Homer knew the location of ancient Troy, and Schliemann, the archaeologist, took Homer's story at face value, uncovering the city despite being initially ridiculed. Similarly, there is a deeper truth embedded in the words we use when discussing twin flames. Consider the pre-internet era of the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. Someone must have figured out the essence of twin flames during that time. Why else would we use these specific terms? Why do we say, I am in separation with my twin flame, or I am in union, or you must detach from your twin flame? Why not simply say, they dumped me, or we broke up, or we're together now? The language we use matters. The choice of words, separation, union, detaching, is deliberate and points to a deeper understanding rooted in spiritual practice. When I first encountered the twin flame journey after meeting my twin flame, I found some older websites still using this language, discussing the importance of achieving inner union first. They were right, even amidst the noise and confusion. Over the past few years, however, there has been an influx of romanticized views that confuse twin flames with soulmates. This has only added to the misunderstanding, like dumping more dirt over an archaeological site. Yet the truth remains right in front of us, evident in the words that have persisted through time. These terms come not from the twin flame community itself, but from ancient Zen spiritualism. They are not new terms invented for this concept, but are rooted in spiritual teachings that predate the internet. The internet, of course, has added layers of distortion, mixing in ideas that mislead people into thinking of twin flames as merely another romantic relationship. the bubble love phase that feels intensely romantic can easily be mistaken for a soulmate connection, which is why so many people treat it that way online. There are even people who claim to be twin flame couples advocating for practices like healing your inner child, clearing your karma, and working on your chakras. While these practices can be beneficial, they are not what the true twin flame journey is about. Most of these individuals mean well and genuinely wish to help others, but they are often confused. The question remains, why do we use terms like separation, union, and detaching? The answer lies in their origin. They come from ancient spiritual traditions, not modern twin flame narratives. Understanding this reveals that the ultimate truth of twin flames has always been right before our eyes. Now that we've uncovered the deeper roots of the terminology used in the twin flame journey, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're starting to see how these terms connect to ancient spiritual teachings and not just modern narratives, drop the word awakening in the comments below. Let me know if this realization shifts your understanding of what the twin flame experience truly represents. Your insights mean a lot, and I'm eager to see how this perspective resonates with you. Number 4. Incognito Mode. When exploring the twin flame journey, understanding the terminology is essential, especially words like separation, union, detaching, and divine masculine, divine feminine. This terminology suggests that long before the internet, people had already grasped the essence of these concepts. Much like how Schliemann used Homer's story to find ancient Troy, I pieced together these teachings to reveal the deeper truth about twin flames. If you were to search for terms like separation consciousness, unity consciousness, or Zen detaching in incognito mode on YouTube, you wouldn't find much related to twin flames, at least not until now. This is because these are not twin flame-specific terms. They originate from ancient Zen spiritualism. Let's define these key terms and understand why they are significant. If you grasp the concept of separation consciousness and unity consciousness, you can learn to detach, which leads to transformation in your twin flame experience. Detachment can trigger your twin flame to reconnect, remove resistance, and facilitate deeper communication. The reason for this is simple. You and your twin flame are the same at the core. You are in union at a fundamental level. Separation consciousness refers to the mind, which operates in duality. It encompasses thought, emotion, and metaphysical energy, and works through contrasts, good and bad, like and dislike, past and future, divine feminine and divine masculine, yin and yang. This dualistic system is conceptual, mental, and emotional. While not inherently negative or positive, it defines how the mind functions. In contrast, the soul is pure consciousness, awareness, stillness, and non-duality. It embodies unity and oneness, without contrasts like good and bad, or past and future. It is the essence, the source, the feeling of being at one with everything. This non-dual state is at the heart of spiritualism, transcending the mind's duality. Spiritual teachers often start by explaining this contrast, the mind's duality versus the soul's non-duality. This isn't about New Age practices, astrology, or other similar concepts. Those may be useful but do not touch on the true essence of spiritualism. The core of genuine spirituality is consciousness itself. Understanding the mind's structure helps you realize that you are conscious beyond duality. By defining these terms and going deeper into their meanings, we see how separation consciousness ties into our understanding of self and our spiritual awakening. The mind, structured with concepts and forms, operates through contrasts such as light and dark, love and fear, or hot and cold. Recognizing this duality is the first step to realizing that true awareness lies beyond, in the state of non-dual consciousness that unites you with your twin flame and all that is. Number 5. The ego. Over the course of our lives, we develop what is known as the personality or ego. It acts as an identity, a separate entity that isn't inherently good or bad. Even the most spiritually enlightened figures, such as Eckhart Tolle or Rupert Spira, acknowledge that the ego exists, and it does serve a purpose. The idea that the ego is always negative is a misconception. Instead, understanding how to use it as a tool within duality is key. Ironically, labeling the ego as bad is itself an expression of the ego, because the mind is what makes such judgments. The true essence of spiritual growth is learning to wield the mind consciously, recognizing it as an instrument, while understanding that the real you is the soul, non-dual, pure consciousness. The mind and ego create a personal narrative. I am a mother, a brother, a doctor, a teacher, a spiritual seeker, and so forth. It forms preferences, dislikes, habits, and memories that define the separate self, as Rupert Spira often calls it. This separate self sees itself as distinct from others, and that is the core function of the ego, to establish individual identity. The reason for this perception of separation is that the soul, which originates from unity, incarnates to experience duality and interaction within the physical realm. The ego acts as the mind's vehicle, navigating the dual nature of existence, light and dark, good and bad, past and future. Duality is the essence of the mind. It inherently perceives me and the other, creating a division where I am here and they are there. This dualistic structure isn't flawed, it is simply what the mind is designed to do. However, this also limits the mind's ability to understand unity. In the context of twin flames, the ego perceives separation, leading to thoughts like, they are running from me, or what should I do about them? But this is only the mind talking, the personality that acts like a spacesuit for the soul. Underneath this exterior is the true self, the soul. In the case of twin flames, both you and your counterpart are incarnations of the same soul, living simultaneous lifetimes. The mind creates a sense of separation, wondering what they are doing, but in truth, there is no they, because your twin flame is you. The mind's perception is inherently limited by duality, so it focuses on separation, constantly seeking answers and actions. This is why it's crucial to understand that what perceives duality is the ego mind, which can never fully grasp the unity that the soul embodies. The real work in this journey is to shift from separation consciousness to recognizing that the twin flame experience is a reflection of non-dual awareness. The question to ask is not, what do I do about them, but rather, what is the true nature of me? Understanding this moves you beyond the mind's duality and into the unified experience of the soul. Number 6. What to do? The mind, ego, and personality naturally create the perception of they, them, and other. This is the inherent limitation of the mind. When your sense of self is primarily derived from the ego and personality, you are bound to unconsciously perceive others as separate from you. This perception makes it nearly impossible to recognize that they are actually you. If you try to process this solely through the mind, you will continue to see separation and nothing more. To transcend the state of separation consciousness, the belief in me versus them, requires moving beyond the limitations of the ego. This journey toward transcendence aligns with Zen spiritualism, which forms the essence of the twin flame experience. In reality, the twin flame journey is not separate from the true spiritual journey. In my coaching program, when participants join group calls or engage in our Facebook community, they soon realize that this path is called the true spiritual journey. I have even trademarked that term to protect its integrity and ensure that its true meaning is preserved. The true spiritual journey is not something I invented, nor is it a message unique to me. I am simply a messenger, sharing what countless spiritual teachings have pointed to for ages. I do not claim to be extraordinary, but I am dedicated to being helpful and insightful. Like Schliemann, who uncovered ancient Troy, I have pieced together the clues to reveal the essence of this journey. I seek to maintain the authenticity of what this journey represents, as it is essential to understand what the true spiritual path entails. Zen spiritualism holds the keys to this deeper understanding. It's not just about twin flames, it's about embracing the true nature of spirituality. And when you focus on true Zen spiritualism, your twin flame is naturally drawn back to you. This is why aligning with the true spiritual journey brings results. the twin flame path is ultimately the journey toward spiritual truth and unity. Number 7. The true spiritual journey. The spiritual journey, at its core, is about transcending the separation consciousness of the ego mind and stepping into unity consciousness. This profound shift allows you to truly experience that you and your twin flame are one. You are not separate entities, but a unified being. You embody the realization that you are your twin flame, sharing the same soul essence. Reflecting on earlier points, it's essential to understand the duality present in this experience. On one side, there is the separation consciousness governed by the ego mind, where we perceive ourselves as distinct individuals. On the other side, there is oneness, a state of unity consciousness where the illusion of separation dissolves. This concept is not unique to twin flame terminology, but is a universal truth present in spiritual teachings across time. You've likely encountered these ideas in spiritual discussions before, seeing references to the yin and yang or hearing the phrase, "we are all one." This duality can be confusing, leading many to wonder, which is it? How do these coexist, and what do they mean? Now, with this understanding, it becomes clear. You and your twin flame are one being, sharing the same soul in perfect union. This realization aligns with unity consciousness, a state that transcends individual ego identities. Importantly, these teachings are not new and do not originate from contemporary twin flame concepts. Instead, they are rooted in ancient spiritual wisdom. This path has been explored by figures like Buddha, Jesus, and Krishna, none of whom claimed to invent these truths, but rather illuminated them for others to discover. Some might attribute these ideas to modern spiritual teachers, suggesting that they borrow heavily from established figures like Eckhart Tolle, without originality. However, the essence of this journey is timeless and universal, woven into the fabric of spiritualism throughout history. The focus should remain on the profound realization that unity, not separation, is at the heart of our spiritual path. As we delve deeper into understanding the profound nature of this journey, it's important to bridge the gap between intellectual concepts and lived experiences. You might be wondering, how do I truly embody this unity consciousness? What does it mean for my own spiritual path and my connection with my twin flame? These questions lead us to the heart of the journey, a space where logical thinking falls away and a deeper realization takes its place. In the next section, we'll explore how the state of unity transcends the limitations of the mind, and why this awareness holds the key to genuine spiritual awakening. Get ready to discover why this shift is not something you strive for, but something you remember and embrace within yourself. Number 8. Unity consciousness. The twin flame journey often encounters skepticism or misinterpretation, but understanding its true essence is essential. At its core, the twin flame experience is about unity consciousness and Zen spiritualism, which represent the pure consciousness of the soul. This state is non-dual. It is being, isness, and oneness. Importantly, you cannot reach this state by thinking your way there. If you find yourself asking, "How do I achieve unity consciousness? What steps do I take?" It is crucial to understand that the answer does not come from intellectual pursuit. The irony is that while the mind searches for instructions, the real answer is realizing that you are not the thinker. You are the awareness that observes the thinker. This distinction is the key to true spiritual awakening. You are the consciousness that witnesses the mind's chatter, not the mind itself. This is why meditation is so powerful. It shifts you from identifying with your thoughts to recognizing that you are the observer, the awareness beyond the mental noise. You don't have to work to become unity consciousness because you already are unity consciousness. You are already one with your twin flame. This truth is not something to be analyzed or broken down logically, but something to be experienced and remembered. Spiritual teachers have been echoing this understanding for centuries. Thinkers like Rupert Spira, Eckhart Tolle, Buddha, and many others emphasize that true spiritual awakening involves recognizing the difference between the mind's dualistic nature and the soul's non-dual state. Many of these teachers may not directly reference twin flames, but their teachings align with the principles of unity consciousness. This realization is the true breakthrough in understanding the twin flame journey. The concepts of unity consciousness and separation consciousness, embedded within spiritual teachings, transcend the twin flame narrative and point to the essence of awakening. Your twin flame is not a separate entity, but an extension of your soul, and the journey with them is ultimately about your spiritual awakening. Recognizing this truth is the heart of the twin flame experience. In conclusion, the twin flame journey is far more than a romanticized connection. It is a profound path toward spiritual awakening and unity consciousness. Rooted in ancient spiritual teachings, this journey transcends the ego's perception of duality and guides us toward realizing that we are not separate beings, but manifestations of the same soul. True understanding lies in embracing the essence of Zen spiritualism and unity consciousness, recognizing that the mind, with its inherent duality, cannot lead us to the oneness we seek. Instead, by shifting awareness to the soul, the pure consciousness that simply is, we uncover the ultimate truth. We already embody the unity we are searching for. This journey, echoed in the teachings of great spiritual masters, calls us to remember who we are at the deepest level. The twin flame experience, then, is not just a relationship, but a sacred invitation to awaken to the eternal oneness that has always been within us. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep exploration of the twin flame journey. Your support and presence mean more than words can express, and I'm truly grateful for every moment you spend here with us. If you found value in today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue sharing insights that can guide and inspire your spiritual path. Don't forget to share this with others who might benefit from these teachings. I promise you, there is so much more to come. Stay tuned for future videos where we'll dive even deeper into the realms of spiritual growth and self-discovery. Thank you again for being a part of this journey, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Stay blessed and take care.